Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. In today's video we're going to be looking at how to remake the pad from a classic jungle tune by DJ Peshay called the Piano Tune. If you're not familiar with the original, here is the original very quickly. Okay, so that's the original tune. What we're going to do now is we're going to jump into our first channel. This sound has two channels. The first channel I've used Serum. As you can see, there is a bit of low end to this sound, so I've used a serum to create the low end. All I've done is I've used the add seconds, which you can find in the digital section inside here, digital and add seconds. And then I've turned up the wave position a little bit to introduce some extra harmonics into the sub layer. It's a very good way of making a sub is using this add seconds. You can get some nice warm subs that you can hear on various different speakers. I've also done a couple of things in the effects, added a bit of distortion, a bit of compression, and also I've taken off some of the low end actually, just to remove some of that real low bottom end. So this is the basic idea for the sub. The main sound, the next layer, is going to be done in Vital. So in Vital we have the other layer. So this is the sound we're going to be going into and looking through today. So let's get right into it. Here we go. Okay, so here we have a Vital open. I've already played in the MIDI notes, so here's the MIDI notes we're playing. This is the same for the bass note and for the chord sound we're making here. So we're on F sharp up to A2 and then back down to D. So this is the chords we're going to be playing. Let's come into the Vital now and have a look what we need to set up in Vital. So we're going to first of all turn on all three oscillators because we want to press one key and for it to sound like a chord. So in order to do that, first of all I'm going to turn the phases down to 0. So phases on 0, meaning that each wavetable will play from the same position. Each time I press a key it will come back to the beginning and play from the same place. Because I want it to be a chord on one key, I'm now going to make a chord by going up 3 semitones, and on this one I'm going to go up 7 semitones. This is going to create a kind of chord for us. Okay, so once we've done that, the next thing we want to do is we want to look at the voices. So I'm going to put the voices up 2, 2, 2. They're all going to be on 2. I'm going to take the percentage down to roughly around the same, I think. Let's have these all on. Let's go for 5, shall we? If I can get it on 5. There we go. Same thing, 5. That was nice and easy, that one. And down to 5. There we go. So now we've got our unison set up and voices set up in the oscillators. We're just going to put a filter on this one. So we're going to open up the filter. Let's turn down the resonance for this one. I think it's slightly smooth, and maybe a touch of resonance. We'll move the cutoff over to around 800, something like that, around about here somewhere. Okay, we can always fiddle with this and just fine tune it as we go along. Key tracking, I'm going to turn the key tracking up a little bit to around 3 o'clock, around here somewhere. And I want to make sure that all my oscillators are also going into this filter. So I'm going to switch on oscillator 2 and 3 so that I now have all 3 going into here. Excellent stuff. So we're now set up with the oscillators. The next thing we need to do, just to make this sound a little bit more interesting, is to go into the effects. So we're going to go into the effects here, and inside the effects we're going to add a chorus. So here's a chorus. We've opened up the chorus. We're going to have it on 16 voices, 4 and 1. The only things we're going to change are going to be the spread, and I'm going to turn that down to around about here somewhere, and then I'm going to change the depth as well, and I'm going to change that to around about like 9 o'clock, something like that. There we go. Once I've got that set up, I'm going to add a compressor. I want to be in multi-band mode because I want to be able to control the different bands of this sound. Let's turn them up a tiny bit, a little bit here. There we go. Let's turn the lows down because we don't really want one of those, so I'm going to put this around here somewhere, around there. We'll do a similar thing also with the highs, so we get the highs right down here. We'll turn this one maybe down just a touch more, so about there somewhere. Once again, this is something that we can tweak and fiddle about with as we go along, but we'll just set it to around here for now. That will do. Okay, I'll move this up slightly, move this down a little bit. So around about there is the sort of idea for this kind of sound. So we don't want too many highs. We can always bring more highs back in if we want to by boosting this. Same goes with the mids. We can always play with the mids slightly by just adding a little boost here and there. So once we got this set up, we don't need to change anything else in our compressor. We've got the mix all the way up. Everything else stays in its default mode. The next thing we want to add is a reverb. So I'm going to come down to the reverb at the bottom here. I'm going to add this. Let's turn down the lows. So let's go to like 180, something like that, around about here somewhere, maybe 250, around that area. Yeah, let's go 250. Okay, so we got that turned down. We'll add a bit of low cut as well onto there. Okie doke, so we've got that around about there. And once we've set this up, we're just going to play with the mix by turning the mix up a tiny bit. Let's just go just over 12. Perfect. Everything else is going to remain the same. And the last thing we're going to add to this sound is we're going to add EQ, just to be able to control a little bit of the frequencies as well. So let's put the last thing as an EQ. So that means we need to drag this down like that. Excellent. Now we've done that, what we're going to do is we're going to look at the EQ bands. So let's take the bottom end off. So let's add a low cut here. Let's take this, well, let's take this around here somewhere, I would say. And we're also going to take down some of the highs. So let's remove the highs to around about here somewhere as well, just to smooth it off a bit. Okay, let's see where we're at with this sound. So let's have a listen and see what we've got so far. So let's play both of these together and see where we're at. Okay, so let's compare that to the original and see where we're at. There's probably going to be some tweaking that needs to be done, but we should be pretty close. So let's have a listen. Okay, and then we listen to this one. We can hear that the top synth is very quiet, so maybe we can give that some volume because that's being hidden a bit. So let's turn it up. So what I've done is boosted the highs here. Let's just check and see where we're at now, if we're anywhere closer. Okay. I think we're pretty close, really, to be honest. It's very, very similar. So anyway, guys, that's all I wanted to show you today was how to recreate the famous piano tune synth. So I hope this was helpful. I hope you learned something, and please subscribe for more content. Take care of yourselves, guys, and thanks for watching. See you next time. Peace.